Don't just heat one part of the SMC. You have to move it around. Don't rate the... You don't want one side to be cold and one side to be warm. Top left of your SMC is going to be very cold. What? Why do you refuse to heat the whole SMC? There we go. Heat whole SMC. Heat the whole SMC.
Like this, right?
Yeah, let's make it easier on you. Watch. Take this nozzle. Yeah, use this one. That'll make it easier. You're stronger than me. Get that out of there. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, so we got another MacBook, and this MacBook appears to be dead. This MacBook is grabbing 0.2 amps on the charger, but we're not getting a fan spin. So let's try and figure out why that is. I'm going to take this thing apart, and we will see what's going on with it. So let's take the screws out of this MacBook. I need a cameraman. I need a little... what I need is a gremlin that sits on that camera that's above me that just steers it back and forth. It would be cool to have my own personal gremlin. Someday. Nice. I can't give you an Alex view because of the way this is set up. So let's see if I can really show you what the problem is with trying to get an Alex view. So if you look at the desk over here... Uh-oh. I'm fucking up this camera already. You piece of shit, Sony. Alright, so this is my other camera. See this? Uh-oh, it won't stay held. Alright, so this is my other camera, right? Now look what happens if I try to move it. Microscope is in the way, so that's part of the problem there. This whole setup really does need some work to be nice and professional and all that, but...
Is it all the way in?
Is what all the way in?
The nozzle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so you have to use better terminology on stream, Alex. You can't look at me and ask if it's all the way in. You gotta come up with something better than that, or else I'm gonna get owned. I don't want you to become a meme.
I think I'm already a meme.
I don't want to become a meme as well. This lens is so heavy that even after I tighten everything, it actually pulls the camera back. Alright, so this is as good a view as I'm going to get. Alright, let's pull out the board and try and figure out why it is I'm only getting 0.2 amps. This is an 820-00165 board. With a little bit of work, we're going to make this work beautiful again. So, Let's bring up the schematic and the board view. Let's see what rails are present. I'm just going to right-click here, and Paul Daniels' software is going to bring it right up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to check for our PP Bus G3 hot. With any luck, we've got our PP Bus. So PP Bus G3 hot is going to be found on this fuse right here. And it seems we get 0.7 volts at our PP Bus. So, that's not 8.6 like it's supposed to be. So now we're going to check for the resistance to ground there. I just turned off the power supply. And it seems like we get a resistance of... Oh, wait, you couldn't see that. All right. Let's try that again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is the updated multimeter software not working? Yeah, I updated Paul Daniels' software. Yeah, I updated my software. Why did I update my software? Fuck's wrong with me? Oh. Mother flower. Oh, shit. It opens and then closes. Shit. What did I do? Fuck. No multimeter software. Really? Why did I update? Why the Why did I update my software? Okay, let's see. RS-232. You're connected via USB. Wait a second. Oh, shit. Ah, fuck me. Oh, fuck me. I never update software again. Okay. Sort by name. Let's Let's. All right. Com3. Finally. Okay. Where was I? So, on PP Bus G3 hot over here. Looks like we get 0.7 volts. Now if we turn off the output of the power supply and check for a short to ground there, looks like we have 0.5 ohms to ground, which means that there is a short circuit on that rail. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look around the board and see if there's anything that's obviously shorted to ground. Also kind of curious to see if that fuse is blown. Fuse is not blown. Capacitors by CPUs, an often culprit.
Oh boy.
What's oh boy? What was that noise? Is that the noise of a destroyed SMC? What? Ooh. Let me see this SMC. Alex, how the fuck did you do that?
I don't know.
Alex, how the fuck did you do that?
Can you still remove that?
No!
What?
That SMC is useless!
Well, it's a dead SMC. It was a dead SMC.
Oh, this is the dead one or the one from my donor board? Is it
No,
this?
it's a live board, but it was.
Oh,
dead
okay, this is the
SMC.
dead one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't care as much. You could, yeah, so this, but still, how the hell did you do this?
I don't know. I was hot airing it.
The fuck? No, you weren't. What is this shit? What is this shit?
How long am I supposed to be heating it for? Like 20 seconds?
I don't know, you heat it and it comes off. Look, watch. You just put a, this is the way you do it. You put a little bit of flux. It's a small amount of flux. You pick up the hot air. You heat it. Average Joe says re. I don't even have a nozzle on in this thing, so I'm going to get this thing off. You heat it. You need to use a hot air station, not a flamethrower. Andre says, can I have Copaz's job? Absolutely. 186 First Avenue between 11th and 12th Street. If you... I've never seen this before. This is...
No, at least now you know what's inside the SMC.
I mean, I gotta move this away for a moment. So do this, because I don't have a nozzle. If I had a nozzle, I'd be able to show you all what I'm doing, but... Okay, once I can see that it's moving, I pick it up, and there. Why are you raping it for? What did this little board do to you? Don't rape it. Be nice to the little board.
But it's a MacBook.
But you still have to be nice to it. Alright, so on this board, what was I doing before screaming at him? Okay, we were looking around the board to see where the stuff was. Let me just clean that bit of flux off of the desk. Alright, so I can't see anything that's obvious. I'm sure it'll be obvious once we find out what the component is that's shorted. But for now, it's not really apparent to me which it is. So we're going to run some voltage through the board and check it out in a thermal camera and see what comes out. So let's solder some wires to this. First thing I'm going to do is make sure the voltage of my power supply is set to 1 volt. Don't want to mess that up. I'm send 18 volts to PP bus G3 hot. That's mean. Almost as mean as raping an SMC. Yes. Don't do that again.
I didn't grab any heads off.
Be nice to the little board.
I'm being nice. I'm being slow.
No raping the little MacBook.
But it's a MacBook. It's observable.
No, it doesn't. Okay. Can't believe what he does to little MacBook. I trust him with little MacBook. I give him little MacBook. And what does he do to little MacBook? He sodomizes it. Alright, so you're ground. And you're PP bus. Wow, really? This thing is... You're... Jesus, you're loose as hell. Ah, fuck it. Back to the old-fashioned way. Alright, we'll just solder it to the board. Scissors make great wire strippers. In a pinch. solder on our PP bus and solder on the ground area. Some flux.
What was that?
SMC.
Oh.
Where's the warm? Where's the thermal camera?
In the pulse test?
Oh. Yeah, what is so boiling hot here? Let's see what that is. So that is 76 Celsius, while the rest of the board is about 26 Celsius. That thing is 72 Celsius. Wow. Check that out. That is hot. And it's also right next to the damn fan connector, which is a pain. So watch how this is going to be a pain in the ass. Just get the thermal camera off of my desk. So it's right next to all these connectors that are very easy to break, like this one. This hot air will easily destroy that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to heat up the board. Nice amount here. And see if I can remove that with the soldering iron by itself. That Ethernet cable breaks my heart. Yeah, it gets treated like shit. And it never got the little thingy put on it that acts as a strain relief. So look, that capacitor comes off the board very easily because it's shorted, it's burning. And we're just going to do this. I don't want to use hot air to solder anything in this area, because if I do, I'm going to heat stuff around the CPU, I'm going to heat this connector, it's going to be all sorts of miserable. So now that I found my short and I got rid of it, I can remove the wires from the board. And I'll probably get a fan spin even without that capacitor. That's not going to be critical, that single one over there, but it is nice to put the board back together the way that you found it. Burned myself there. Yikes. Felt that right through the glove. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wick those pads, and I'm going to solder it on that capacitor on one pad at a time with my normal iron. No hot tweezers, because... Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is put some solder over here. Let's just clean the iron. Clean and do this with some flux. Now I'm only going to solder one pad, not both, because with a soldering iron, I cannot solder both pads at once. That's not going to be possible.
What about the hot tweezer?
Yeah, maybe, but not. This is a really large component, so those tweezers are not going to do well with it. I need a nozzle for this thing. Damn it. Give me that.
Oh, wow, that thing's pushing out.
Oh, fuck it. I'll just take it off without the nozzle. Screw waiting to put on a nozzle. That wick is awesome. Some braids are woven too tight and don't soak anything up like a solid piece of wire. Yeah, I like my goot wick. Come on, capacitor. There we go. So, I'm going to slide this capacitor in like so. Watch. Crap, there's still solder on the other side of the capacitor. Mofo. Ugh. From the board I took it off of. Alright, there we go. Now there's not going to be any solder there. Alright, so come on. Oh no, I fucked myself. Uh-oh. That's no good. The exact opposite of what I was trying to do. Sukabalet. All right. Okay, now that this capacitor is flat on that side, I can do this. I can get it nice and flat on the board. That's the goal. Nice and flat on the board. Because the other side is flat as well. Now I'm going to take off this cable that's getting in my way, and we're going to solder on this side of the board too. This is going to be tricky because there's that fan connector right there. And I need a large iron, because without a large iron, it's not going to solder to that very hard ground plane. And I cannot let this large iron touch that fan connector, because if I do, it's done for. Alright, so now solder's there. Tap. And left-handed soldering next. The capacitor is in. Beautiful.
I rigged the SMC pads.
What?
I rigged the pads.
How many did you rip?
0?
Really?
Yes.
You're not trolling me? 0 pads ripped? Woo. Alright. So now, in a mo. You want.
I didn't want to get killed by Paul, so.
Yeah, he would hurt you for that. Okay. 18 volts. Ow! Fan spin! Another MacBook fixed. Look at that. So it looks like we had a short to grounds on PP Bus G3 Hot, which you can see over here was caused by this capacitor, C7323. C7323 is right by where PP Bus G3 Hot is going to be going to a MOSFET for CPU vCore. So these MOSFETs are going to take the PP Bus G3 Hot, 8.5 volts, and they're going to turn it into 1.7 volt or so for CPU vCore. And these capacitors are smoothing the voltage that would go in, and they're also storing some of the voltage that is going to go into those transistors. They're going to use quite a bit of power because the CPU uses a lot of power, which is why you have a lot of capacitors here. Now, those capacitors are not actually on PP Bus G3 Hot. You may notice they're on a rail that's called PP Bus S5HS Computing iSense. However, if you go to the Power Rails page, you'll see that that it's 8.6 volts. And that this comes from, actually, it doesn't even show you on this page. Ugh. All right, let's try to find this the old-fashioned way. Where does PP Bus S5 HS high side computing come from? There. Really? You're that crappy a schematic? Damn, you are a crappy-ass schematic. How would a new person know that PP Bus G3 Hot is this?
Oh, it says PP Bus, so it has to be from.
But still, like, it never tells you where that starts from. That's lame as shit.
Big difference.
I mean, I just guessed it because I saw 8.6 volts for this and 8.6 volts for that. So there's no other 8.6 volt rail in the machine, so that's why I assume that they're connected. Okay, let's see what this says. So how about the board view? Maybe the board view will make it more obvious. So PP Bus G3 Hot comes from this fuse. So where does this go to? It goes to this resistor. Oh, you piece of shit. Okay. PP Bus S5 HS Other iSense. So this wasn't showing up on the search even though it's there. Okay, so PP Bus G3 Hot goes through this resistor, which is a current sense resistor, and then comes out the other end. And U5430 is going to measure how much current PP Bus S5 HS Other iSense is using. You piece of shit. Anyway, so the PP Bus S5 HS Other iSense is a derivative of PP Bus G3 Hot. And this is the capacitor, which is essentially PP Bus G3 Hot. This was boiling, as you can see on the thermal camera, because it was shorted to ground. Repealed, replaced, bada bing, bada boom, fan spin. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something.
Oh, what about?
Oh,
You're not going to show them this?
Okay, he wants to see that he didn't rip any pads on this board. Alex wants everybody to see that he didn't destroy this board. So let's see if that's true.
One, but it was already good.
What?
But it was unconnected. It was unconnected. It was a useless pad.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top left.
But still, you took off an SMC, you wicked it. There's still solder on some of the pads, but it's not totally destroyed. Not bad. All right. Good job. High five. Now, tomorrow you're going to replace the SMC or the day after or whatever. And you're going to reball the SMC. You're going to reball it live on stream with everybody watching. We're all going to be standing behind you. And if you fail, well, somebody else from Discord will take your job. Easy come, easy go. I got to get myself a fruit bowl and then do a 30-mile bike ride. Because as I hear, all the high-quality women want you to be fit and lean. And I am a fat ass. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how fat I am. Ugh. This is gross. Ugh. So, I may stream from my bike later, but see you all later.